te whakanui te rānei e, ki te whakanui ngā pia e putatu ana i runga i ngā tohu e, o te mātauranga e, whakatau mai rā, whakatau mai rā.
Please be seated. Ena mana, ena reo, ena hui wha, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Vice-Chancellor, Pro-Chancellor, Council members, members of the University, special guests, graduands, families and friends. I extend a warm welcome to this, the 10th Autumn Graduation Ceremony for 2012 of the University of Auckland. This week, the University is bestowing a total of 7,048 qualifications on some 6,862 students. At this ceremony, degrees will be conferred and diplomas awarded in the Faculty of Arts, a total of 497 in person, plus a further 285 in absentia. As Chancellor, I am privileged to preside at graduation once more. The twice-yearly cycle of graduation ceremonies makes them no less significant for the University and me personally than for those of you being kept here today, many for the first and only time. Graduation is always a festive event, rich in history, pomp and colour, but with some endearing contemporary touches. And here in Auckland, our enviable mix of cultures and ethnicities is evident in the variety of dress and adornments worn by some graduands. Today is one of celebration, hard-earned and well-deserved, by you, the graduands and diplomates, on your academic feats, and by your family and friends who have encouraged and supported you in good times and in bad, and who are here to rejoice in your success. The University, represented by the Council and academic staff members seated behind me, and those many professional staff who direct proceedings with unerring precision, takes equal satisfaction in your hugely significant day. The University of Auckland is deservedly ranked as one of the best universities in the world. The qualifications bestowed on you today will always serve you well in this country and abroad, whether in qualifying you for a fulfilling career or in leading to further challenging study, or simply for your own personal and intellectual enrichment. In today's world of constant and often bewildering change, you can never afford to stop learning and honing your skills and capabilities. So do keep in mind our ever-expanding range of postgraduate opportunities. The critical role of major research-led universities in modern life is not always understood. Our cutting-edge research is vital for long-term sustainable economic growth and social development, never more so than in these globally uncertain economic times. Universities such as ours equip graduates like you not simply for the jobs of today, but for careers not yet imagined. The University of Auckland's aspirations for the period ahead and our responses to an increasingly constrained funding environment are comprehensive and demanding. They are taking shape in our draft strategic plan for 2013 to 2020. I encourage you to peruse this wide-ranging document on our website and let us have your feedback. Can I urge you, as eminent alumni of New Zealand's leading university, always to remember your alma mater. We depend increasingly on our graduates for support, moral and political, as well as financial. This at a time when our country's universities receive the lowest income per student in the developed world. Your advocacy and influence are vital in encouraging government and the community at large to fund universities so they can generate the knowledge needed to drive a productive and competitive economy and to create full and satisfying lives for all New Zealanders. That's enough from me on the challenges currently facing universities. For today is unquestionably your day. I warmly congratulate each and every one of you and trust that you will long cherish memories of your graduation in May 2012. Our speaker at this final ceremony is Dr. Sandy Callister, who is the director of the Providence Report. This is a company which helps New Zealand's leading organisations to develop better business acumen in understanding the enormous demographic, cultural and social changes playing out in our country and globally. Dr. Callister has previously worked for TVNZ, Saatchi & Saatchi in New York, Unilever in London, and was Managing Director of Colmar Brunton in Wellington. She holds a PhD in history from the University of Auckland and has studied women and leadership at the Harvard Business School. Her book, The Face of War, New Zealand's Great War Photography, was published by Auckland University Press in 2008. She was a research scholar at the Stout Centre, Victoria University last year and curated the exhibition, The Victorian Album, The Feminine and the Personal. She is currently researching a book on New Zealand's Victorian family albums. Dr. Callister.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of Council, members of the University, graduands, families and friends. Today, we are celebrating your journey to this point. You are graduating a very special transitional time when you look back on your accomplishments and forward to an imagined future. As each of you contemplates your next steps, some will have very clear ideas about what next. Others may be a little unsure. It's a good question to think about how best we put careers together in 2012. In the first 10 years after I finished my undergraduate degree majoring in political science, most of the steps I took didn't add up in an orderly way on a CV. I variously worked in a sheep-shearing gang in the Wairarapa, still one of the highlights of my life in a romantic cowboy kind of way, and I can actually tell my Perrindales from my Romneys. On an archaeological dig excavating the remains of a Roman fort on the M5 out of London. I travelled in America and Europe, lived in London, designed costume jewellery for my fashion designer friends, worked on organic farms, worked as an assistant to Peter McLeavy, the Wellington Art Gallery dealer, and tramped and climbed in and around New Zealand. The one thing I didn't focus on was a career. Yes, I did do 3 years working for Unilever, an Anglo-Dutch global corporate giant based in London, but that was the background context to having a very good time. I was quite slow to make the connection that if I wanted freedom and I wasn't on track to be a traditional wife, I had to be financially independent and I'd better get a little bit more serious. So I hopped, skipped and jumped into the world of advertising as a researcher with an interest in consumer research. In 1984, I was made the research director of Mackay King, soon to become Saatchi & Saatchi. The agency was to have a golden run in the 80s, and I ended up the decade working for them in New York. I was lucky because, in part, timing is everything. In the late 80s, I married. In the early 90s, we had twins now doing conjoint degrees at the Otago University. As a contrast, the last 10 years of my life have been quite different again. My husband won a fellowship to study at Harvard in 2001, so as a family we moved to Boston. I did the logical thing, a Women in Leadership program at the Harvard Business School. But I also did a number of papers on the visual arts for the sheer love of the topics. This time out helped me reinvent and set some new goals. I was no longer content to see my future contained within discovering people's cereal preferences. In 2005, I graduated from this university with a doctorate in history and then wrote a book on the visual history of World War I. I've subsequently curated 2 exhibitions, started a consulting business, and travelled to the new axes of power in the global economy, China and India. At the same time, I have become passionately interested in poverty and social justice issues. I support a child rehabilitation project in India that aims to stop child trafficking, a program for pregnant mothers in Bangladesh, and have spent time in Ethiopia, deepening my understanding of the programs that improve the lives of women. And I should add that one of the platforms of our consulting business, the Providence Report, is how do we help more New Zealand businesses to become more Asian-facing? How do we begin to have deeper conversations with our Asian neighbours? One of the questions I'm often asked today is, why do I do the things I do? What inspires me? It's a combination of things, an unease about the present, about the status quo, and a curiosity about what is actually possible. I truly believe one can take steps that are somewhat unorthodox, that actually add up to something very new and exciting. Many of the exciting things that are happening in our globalised world are about crossing boundaries, entering into deep conversations with people very different from yourself, approaching things from a multidisciplinary approach. I also try and live by some guiding principles, because ultimately it isn't about what we do with our lives, but how we choose to live in the world. First, if you ask me, we should stop thinking about careers and start thinking about being transformers, bridge builders, plant waterers, and translators in our complex world. It's about having a bigger idea about how we define who we are. Secondly, I want to emphasise the importance of generosity. What inspires people to be generous? I look back and appreciate how many wise people have given me guidance, listened to me at crunch times, and inspired me to take new steps. I think about all those people who have come before me that have made my access to education possible and that have inspired and nurtured me along the way. While we pay for our education, a great education is so much more. It's about being taught to think in new ways, to see the world in new ways. It's important too to stay engaged and enchanted by the world around you, even if it's moving even faster and ever more frenetically. Life is full of unexpected pleasures and enticements, and the real skill is being able to see the potential in any opportunity that arises, rather than being fixed to a particular professional identity or feeling no identity at all. As we actively engage as authentic individuals, we become that bit more human. But first things first, today we take time to celebrate. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Callister, for those very, I think, fascinating reminiscences and some of your experiences and the advice that came with it. As you said, the most important thing that can come out of an education is that you learn to think. You reminded us of that very important truism. Can I ask you all to show your appreciation again to Dr. Callister? This is a meeting of Council and Convocation of the University for a ceremony of conferring degrees and awarding diplomas. At this ceremony, the Pro-Chancellor, Dr. Ian Parton, and I will be conferring degrees and awarding diplomas. I invite the Pro-Chancellor to award the diplomas and confer the degrees in the first half of this ceremony.
Thank you, Chancellor. By the authority vested in me by resolution of the University of Auckland Council, I, Ian Parton, Pro-Chancellor, confer the degrees and award the diplomas stated upon those who, within their faculty, have satisfied the requirements of this university.
I call upon an Associate Dean of the Faculty of Arts, Associate Professor Calder, to present graduands in that faculty.
Pro-Chancellor, as Associate Dean, I have the honour of presenting to you the students qualified for the award of a diploma or conferment of a degree in the Faculty of Arts. Graduate Diploma in Theology, Rachel Lynette Beyer. Fala Kesi Filii. Upolo Christina Poono. Darren Grant Woodward. To the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Rosaline Aseta Fale. Stephanie Gale. Vivian Gann. Jose Miguel Flores Garcia. Gregory Terence Gedson. Monokora Mikara George. Hazel Elvira Gibson. Matthew William David Gibson. Kat Leanne Glass. Noelia Gonzalez Quinones. Okay. Nicole Allen Good. Catherine May Gordon. Teresa Marie Graydon. Stephen Robert Grubner. Vincent Kevin Michael Hahn. Danielle Elise Halliday. Alain Ekia Halpe. Megan Marie Hamilton. Eleanor Jane Hancock. Rochelle Denise Hanson. Harry Benjamin Harknett. Mark Harrison. Emma Rebecca Haslip. Senior Scholar Arts, Marian Rashid Hassan. Laura Ann Haylock. Claire Nicole Hayward. Rachel Jane Hallur. Tina Yeri Henry. Ah Chun He. Ji Hui He. Bridget Ann Hewitt. Ilana Wilhelmina Shannon Hill. Pranil Magan Hira. Eloise Joyce Hoffman. Alana Maurice Hollier. Ainsley Heather Tegan Hollow. Jun Pyo Hong. Sarah Louise Horton. Emma Jean Hosking. Zuning Huang. Ji Huang. Rokura Iritana Huata Huata. Linda Jane Hubbard. Loretta Hunt. Dong Jun He. Karen Ingram. Melissa Jane Ingram. Serena Iyama. Matthew Stephen Jackson. Jemima Rachel James. Carrie Peyton James. Safia Mahmoud Muhammad Ali Muhammad Janahi. Sharmila Nadia Jayasinghe. Freya May Jenner. Hyuna Ji. Jia Zhang. Everett Harry Johnson. Meg Allen Johnson. Dana Mary Johnston. Benjamin David Jones. Jessica Allen Jones. Okay. Paul James Mercy Jones. Rachel Ann Jordan. Carla Ann Jorgensen. Corinna Molly Joseph. Drollett Edgar Maretta Joseph. Sonia Somi Jung. Linda Faisiliva Kaifahina. Yun Sung Kang. Chloe Alexandra Karianis. Luisa Juliana Cossa. Ariz Kirsi Kadki. Riptaman Jeeth Kaur. Nancy Margaret Keat. Patrick James Keane. Charlotte Kate Keesing Stiles. Janelle Marie Cayley. Moyata Peli Kyle. Spencer Andrew Calloway. Hannah Mary Kelly. Thomas Robert Keogh. Jonathan David Leonard Killick. Da Young Kim. Hai Jung Kim. Ji Yoon Kim. Jin Hee Kim. Nari Kim. Sung Jung Kim. Woo Jong Kim. Ashley Savio Iva Kingham. Sarah Monique Kingan. Jennifer Ann Kirby. Amanda Lee Kirk. Ankith Kishore. Elspeth Maureen Knight. Susan Judith Knox. Emma Josephine Koko. Nicole Lois Corrich. Reina Priya Devi Kumar. Claire Ann Kvalsvig. Rachel Marie Lapine. Samantha Jane Lagos. Lai Siwan. Kushal Keshni Lal. Ashley Ryan Lambert. Pu Yin Law. Harriet Jane Lawrence. Shelley Rebecca Lawson. Esther Lee. Min-hee Lee. Yon Hyok Lee. Angela Janice Layton. Blessing Iauli Leilua. Alepa Lemuelu. Angeline Sekolasitika Lengwai. Her Lee. Jafu Lee. James Libby. Sean Alexander Wiley Liggins. Alice Margaret Lilly. Jilian Lim. Justin Mingwei Lim. Xie Queen Lim. Joshua Adam Ling Ing Zhang. Kate Lorraine Littlejohn. Mei Mei Ming Liu. Sinead Marie Livingston Pierce. Yoon Young Lok. Janelle Amber Longstaff. Simon Robert Andrew Lowry. Sarah Elizabeth Lovett. Salama June Lowe. Edna Liu. Anna Wai Ma. Joseph Paul Main. Isabel Olivia Major. Charlene Finone Malaimi. Joshua Leslie Malfay. Margaret Anita Mannion. Garth William Manson. Daniel Gregory Mapp. Oscar Lawrence Mardell. Janae Louise Moreyu. Dylan John Mark. Glenn Maxwell Martin. Lance Martin. Senior Scholar, Arts, Stephanie Jane Martin. Jessie Fue Masina. Mirofora Fialofa Mataafa. Saluvaya Toloa Mata Ali. Foiva Matangi. Okay. James Luke Mather. Jodie Lee Rose Matthews. Karen Fa'avavela Maunga. Anita Kate McAndrew. Okay. Annabelle Rodwell McDonald. Kay Annette McDonald. Teresa Marie McGruddy. Kelsey Arise McIntyre. Emma Elizabeth McNeish. Alice Grace McSherry. Zanab Kadir Anabi Shimtut Miraj. Ariane Angela Nadine Victoriano Mendoza. Keely Gayleen Merritt. Jade Robin May Miles. Brooke Ali Miller. Sarah Helen Miller. Hannah Mlinak. Melody Sue Mobsby. Mary Nafa Maliatoa Sapati Moeno Koleo. Senior Scholar, Arts, Charlotte Allen Moore. Fleur May Emily Moore. Renee Margaret Moore. Sarah Mora. Anna Ruth Morgan. Daniel Roger Morrell. Elisa Joan Mulcahy. Rose Emma Murphy. Carolyn Emma Murray. Nadia Lorraine Mislevitz. Masahiro Nakazato. John William Nanai. Natasha Namisha Nath. Zabeia Naz. Jacqueline Eleanor Neilsford Jones. Gordon Darney Nelson. Benjamin Thomas Newlove. Adam Alexander Nixon. Rachel Victoria Nobolo. Lucas Allen Norris. Tyler James Northwood. Yelena Andreevna Obushenkova. Jessica Rachel O'Connor. Jodie Allen O'Connor. Totala Ofanoa. Anne Margaret O'Hagan. Nanaku Ohashi. Hope Joanna Oliver. Senior Scholar, Arts, Verity Ann O'Neill. Susanna Primrose Pahulu. Jia Hua Pan. Yu Hua Pan. James Nicholas Pardon. Michael John Parfit. Hiram Park. Lucina Heheen Park. Natasha Claire Patel. Simon Martin Patton. Shay Bodie Patton Wise. Catherine Louise Patterson. Benjamin John Paul. Cameron John Pearson. Helen Lindsay Anderson Pearson. Poema Ruby Pekepo Kern. Nicole Amanda Pemberton. Elise Holly Perolini. Olivia Marie Peterson. Hilary Marie Peterson. Andrew Poon. Lauren Nicole Prendeville. Morgan Hope Pringle. Elise Anna Purdy. Stacey Rebecca Bullitt Purdue. Erin Alice Rail. Afi Ramsey. Beatrice Amelia Randall. Holly Alice Reed. Jean-Françoise Doris Recorden. Janet June Ree. Aaron James Rhodes Schroeder. Chelsea Marie Richards. Amy Elizabeth Richardson. Charles Anthony Roberts. Rebecca Robinson. Erica Rodriguez Parker. Harriet Matilda Rogers. Seung Han Ro. Kirsten Lee Romano. Philip John Huthwaite Ronaldson. Callum Robert Gerard Rooney. Owen Ryuma Roscoe. Ashley Louise Rose. Madeline Jane Rout. Casey Louise Rowney. Ethan Kahi Ruffles. Kieran Wayne Ruffles. Hannah Lucy Ruttersmith. Farshad Safavi. Melanie Alicia Sain. Sana Salim. Aliv Lorelei Villahermosa Sampson. Haloa Sinead Samuelu. Nikolai Marco Santamaria. Emma Louise Allison Lola Sawyer. Anne-Marie Scammell. Jordana Louise Schicker. Carolina Del Carmen Chaga. Patricia Ann Scott. Soyun So. Annie Louise Sewell. Rubina Yasmin Mohammed Akmal Sheikh. Vishal Sumat Sharma. Cinnamon Patrice Shaw. Monique Raquel Shaw. Aya Shendi. Katie Rose Shepherd. Caleb Fielding Main Sheriff. Chris Shearley. Leo Jong Hashin. Yu Swan Jennifer Shu. Rebecca Ann Silva. Abigail Jane Simpson. Amy Bernadette Simpson. Helen Michelle Simpson. Ashmita Rani Singh. Enna Regina Siono. Senior Scholar, Ancient History, Cameron John Sitters. Christopher Joseph Siver. Reese Marcus Saul Skiff. Jennifer Ann Skinner. Alana Marcel Slater Williams. Rebecca Philippa Smale. Stephanie Jane Smith. Aaron Todd Smith. Lucy Matilda Smith. Sian Elizabeth Smith. Ty Anthony Smith. Shondell Misty Davinia Smythe. Liam Campbell Snell. Catherine Philippa Stacey. Leah Bridget Stanley. Emma Mary Steeper. Annalise Beatrice Stevens. Hannah Louise Stiff. Peter Stowers. Brendan Stridham. Luann Kathleen Sullivan. Anne Josephine Summerfield. Sheena Rose Simons. Rakala Joy Syed. Hola I Aotearoa Tani. Isi Kelly Tafea. Lesa Ciela Tafua. Ana Tupo Talanoa Tawata Ina. Christabel Tan. Ling Fei Tang. K. John Ruakeri Tario. Laura Catherine Taylor. William Miles Scott Taylor. Tohima Noni Karina Teleso. Jiayi Dawn Tio. Joshua Patrick Thomas. Phoenix Gabriella Thomas. Christopher Paul Thompson. Sarah Jane Thompson. Liam Joseph Thornley. Daniel Pihong Ting. Catherine Chris Mendoza Torres. Rory Nevis Treadaway. Katrina Pamela Dela Cruz Trevalia. Rose Miauda Sa. Coralie Thaw. Karman So. Fataihala Unga Laura Tupo. Chanel Maurice Turner. Georgia Mary Raphael Turner. Matthew Graham Turner. Fallon Tuenga Stevenson. Marie Walesi. Cherish Rarotonga Vangai. Dina Sarah Vysakovich. Lapi Uingi Valu. Kieran Patrick Vandenherk. Annie Michelle van der Plas. Trevor John Van Goons. Robert Joseph Van Loon. Courtney Kim Van Ralta. Henry William Van Wyk. Nicholas Van Sale. Jane Michelle Inocencio Vergel de Dios. Daniela Elisa Cabral Verissimo. Zoe Fisser. Senior Scholar Arts, Rebecca Julia Wally. Leslie Annette Walser. Heather Laura Walsh. Catherine Amelia Ward. Zachary Benjamin Wash. Sarah Louise Watson. James Andrew Wells. Lydia Jane Wells. Megan Ann Whalen. Sylvia Madeline Rose Wielden. Evan Perry Wetton. Alison Dawn Wiyaya. Carissa Francis Wilkes. Jamie Elizabeth Claire Wilkinson. Alexander Henry Williams. Hayley Joy Williams. Nairi Jean Wills. Dean Gavin Wilson. Sinead Colleen Wilson. Thomas Melville Wilson. Lauren Rebecca Standish Wing. Lucy Winnington. Barbara Ava Wojciechowska. Emma Claire Wolfe. Daryl Jason Chuk Yan Wong. Hannah Nolene Carlton Wood. Timothy Allen Wood. Verity J. Worley. Okay. Cece Wu. Matthew Ross Wiley. Shan Shan Seung. Amelia Yuan Yao. Andrew Hartley Yee. Hyman Yun. Thomas Yin. Salman Yusuf Ahmed Ali Zayed. Lanbor Zhang. Bihui Zhao. Xinhui Zhao. To the degree of Bachelor of Theology, Sung Suk Chung. Upokawina Teao.
Thank you, Pro-Chancellor, for conferring the degrees and awarding the diplomas in the first half of this ceremony. One of the great pleasures of graduation is the opportunity to hear performances by students from our acclaimed School of Music. Olivia Francis on violin, accompanied by Grace Francis on piano, will now perform Les Diabolis by Francois Dompierre. As you heard, that's a very challenging piece of music, and it does move right along. Can I ask you to show your appreciation again to Olivia and Grace? Each year we have memorable performances such as the one you've just heard by students from our School of Music. All graduates and their families who would like to hear further performances are invited to the graduation concert at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow evening in the Town Hall. By the authority vested in me by resolution of the Council of the University of Auckland Council, I, Roger France, Chancellor, award the diplomas and confer the degrees stated upon those who within the Faculty of Arts have satisfied the requirements of this university. I now call upon the Dean of the Faculty of Arts, Associate Professor Crossway, to present further graduands in that faculty.
Chancellor, as Dean, I have the honour of presenting to you the students qualified for the award of a diploma or conferment of a degree in the Faculty of Arts. To the degree of Bachelor of Arts Conjoint, Harry Robert McRae Aitken and a Bachelor of Science. Zinia Almashat and a Bachelor of Science. Sasha Jane Begley and a Bachelor of Commerce. Chloe Michelle Boys and a Bachelor of Commerce. Anita Elizabeth Adrian Calverley and a Bachelor of Commerce. Ruby Felicity Chair and a Bachelor of Science. Hafo Chen and a Bachelor of Science. Sarah Ann Churnside and a Bachelor of Science. Chuan Joseph Chue and a Bachelor of Commerce. James Andrew Crooks and a Bachelor of Science. Alec Michael Cummins and a Bachelor of Science. Senior Scholar Arts, Robert John Falconer and a Bachelor of Commerce. Hilai Bianca Fanini and a Bachelor of Laws. Alexandra Olive Foster and a Bachelor of Science. Emily Grimston and a Bachelor of Fine Arts. Senior Scholar Commerce, Judith Jennifer Hanna and a Bachelor of Commerce. Michaela Helen Lee Hay and a Bachelor of Science. Christopher James Hayward and a Bachelor of Science. Senior Scholar Arts, Laura Ann Jones and a Bachelor of Science. Gina Kim and a Bachelor of Music. Alexandra Natasha Kurzel and a Bachelor of Commerce. Senior Scholar Arts, Yan Yan Lei and a Bachelor of Health Sciences. Rebecca May Parks and a Bachelor of Commerce. Sophie Lee Pollack and a Bachelor of Laws. Jeremy William Reed and a Bachelor of Music. Patrick Charles Rowlands and a Bachelor of Science. Louisa Emily Silailai and a Bachelor of Science. Kushini Arosha Sugathapala and a Bachelor of Laws. Tan Mei Chuen and a Bachelor of Science. Lisa Lee Tsai and a Bachelor of Science. Shindy Wong and a Bachelor of Science. Postgraduate Diploma in Theology with distinction. Philomena Patricia Clare in Biblical Studies. Postgraduate Diploma in Theology with Merit. John Patrick Joseph Hall in Christian Thought and History. Postgraduate Diploma in Theology. Brian Vickers Fitzpatrick in Christian Thought and History. Sapati Maritima in Practical Theology. To the degree of Bachelor of Arts Honours with First Class Honours. Laura Elizabeth Allen in Sociology. Jonathan Lloyd Dutton in Drama. Alexandra Patricia Palmer in Anthropology. Gregory Robert Pryor in Screen Production. Callan Jordan Ross Shepherd in Anthropology. To the degree of Bachelor of Arts Honours with Second Class Honours First Division. Sukaina Zuhair Al-Araji, in Art History. Jordan Lee Folds in Drama. Andrew John Andreasen Garnett in Film, Television and Media Studies. Sian Morgan in Psychology. Charlotte Aroha Koha-Rennick in Political Studies. Nipuni Ama Wijawadani in Anthropology. To the degree of Bachelor of Arts Honours with Second Class Honours, Second Division, Hassan Ahmed Abdullah Muhammad Abdali in Education. Sarah Louise Brooke in English. Rupesh Patel in Geography and a Bachelor of Arts. To the degree of Master of Arts with First Class Honours, Karen Hooton-Peel in Psychology. Asia Tien Rainbow Rossetto in English. Anna Marie Robertson in Development Studies. Faculty Graduate Scholar Julia Margaret Scott in Sociology. Kate Emma Sewell in Development Studies. Rachel Ann Stiff in Sociology. Sarah Marie Truesdale in Linguistics. Sarah Antonia Watson in English. University Graduate Scholar Linda Palin Young in Art History and a Bachelor of Arts Honours with First Class Honours in Art History. To the degree of Master of Arts with Second Class Honours First Division, Jacqueline Louise Bonici in Development Studies. Sharissa Naidu in Sociology. Theolesi Manongi Haku Pasels in Pacific Studies. Elias Pavlidis in Greek. Nicola Charlotte Spicer in Development Studies. Laura Gale Taylor in Psychology. Sharon May Turley in Language Teaching and Learning. Shin Zhang in Psychology. To the degree of Master of Arts with Second Class Honours, Second Division, Sarah Louise Rowley in Screen Production. Suo Wei in Film, Television and Media Studies. To the degree of Master of Arts, Lauren Joanne Stewart in Film, Television and Media Studies. Benetiketo Tafi Uhatafe in Development Studies. To the degree of Master of Creative Writing with First Class Honours, Natasha Nina Maharaj. Victoria Ann O'Sullivan. Melanie Benedict Rands. Eliza Jones Sagar. Sonia Maria Yelich. To the degree of Master of Creative Writing with Second Class Honours, Second Division, John Francis Brennan. Diane Gale Casley. To the degree of Master of Creative Writing, Peter Francis Fogarty. To the degree of Master of Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages with Second Class Honours, First Division, Richard Jonathan Gray. To the degree of Master of Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages with Second Class Honours, Second Division, Lonitia Lavia Levy. To the degree of Master of Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages, Mihai Kang.
I now call upon the Vice-Chancellor to present the doctoral graduands.
Chancellor, I have the honour of presenting to you the doctoral graduands. To the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Anna Kathleen Boswell in English, University Doctoral Scholar, Bright Future Top Achiever Doctoral Scholar. Anna examined and critically questioned the ways museums and heritage sites have displayed material from New Zealand's early colonial period. Moiawa Callaghan in Theology. Moiawa constructed an Indigenous Christology of healing and reconciliation for the 20th century from a mihinare or Māori Anglican women's perspective. Drawing on a range of sources, including kaupapa Māori theory and post-colonial feminist theology, Moiawa's dissertation establishes a Māori woman's Wairua Christology, which both complements and challenges the broad Christological tradition and links with other contemporary Indigenous women's Christologies. Well. Rongxuan Chen in Comparative Literature, University Doctoral Scholar. Rongxuan undertook a comparative study of the literary works of contemporary Taiwanese writer Zhu Qianxin and Bulgarian-New Zealand writer Kapka Kasabova, demonstrating the way in which each author uses complex narrative strategies to craft a textual identity for herself. Rosemary Bell de Wers in Theology, University Doctoral Scholar. Rosemary used an auto-ethnographic and grounded theory approach to data collected from interviews with 37 participants in theological education internationally in order to develop ways of becoming intercultural in theological education in Aotearoa, New Zealand. Gavin Peter Ellis in Political Studies. Gavin's thesis examined the role which trustee governance of news media organisations can play in promoting and protecting democratically significant journalism. It concluded that the success or failure of trustee governance of newspapers depends both on the establishment of appropriate institutional structures and guarantees and on the personalities of key actors. Bronwyn Kate Finnegan in Philosophy, University Doctoral Scholar. Bronwyn developed an explanatory account that supports the claim that the ethically appropriate behaviour of ordinary people need not involve reasoning, deliberation and decision-making about what to do. Her account focuses on an intimate connection between perception and action that is inspired by recent enactive theories of mind in dialogue with philosophy of action and contemporary meta-ethics. Graham Leslie Ashley Horn in German, University Doctoral Scholar. Graham analysed the origins of the 1990s Balkan refugee crisis, its significance for Germany, and the far-reaching consequences that the refugee crisis had for Germany, the Balkan states, and Europe as a whole. Alison Adele Hunter in Sociology, University Doctoral Scholar. Alison investigated the steps undertaken over a 50-year period to have computing work in New Zealand recognised as a profession, with a special focus on women's experiences during that time. Margaret Clare Kitchen in Language Teaching and Learning. Using a participatory and advocacy research approach, Margaret explored the educational hopes and dreams of a Korean community attached to one secondary school. For the students, she found that salient role models and engagement in school and community networks were needed for students to build motivating and enabling dreams, and that the parents themselves were seeking change, propelled to migrate by midlife crises. Elizabeth Julia Treep in English, University Doctoral Scholar, Bright Future Top Achiever Doctoral Scholar. Elizabeth examined the agency of the imagined space of home in the novels of the trans-Tasman author Eve Langley, developing new ways of reading Langley and extending our critical understanding of the settler narrative. Kevin Ross Veal in Film, Television and Media Studies. Kevin recognised that stories told in different news media forms, such as video games or hypertext fictions, produce very different feelings of engagement for their users. He developed a model to differentiate between storytelling in various media by showing that textual structure helps shape the effective experience of such stories. Joanne Catherine Whittle in History. Jo's thesis is a history of the making of New Zealand's electric landscapes, places like Manapuri with its carefully managed lake levels or the stream bores at Wairaki. Increased self-awareness should be the outcome of this analysis of our contradictory perceptions and their environmental outcomes, such as planting the barren Waitaki Basin with exotic trees and turning on the scenic Aratiatia Rapids for tourist enjoyment every afternoon. Emma Cray Ruth Willis in English, University Doctoral Scholar. Emma examined theatricality as a mode of ethical responsiveness through two contrasting sets of examples, tourist sites and theatrical performances. Suzanne Louise Woodward in Film, Television and Media Studies, University Doctoral Scholar. Suzanne focused on popular manifestations in historical and contemporary films of transvestite, transsexual and transgender identities. She argued that, despite problematic portrayals and stereotyping, these films have played an important role in developing the visibility of such identities and helping mainstream audiences to imagine other possibilities. Chunyang Chong in Language Teaching and Learning. Chunyang investigated the changes in Chinese learner beliefs and learner strategy use on the one hand, and their impact on language learning on the other. Her study has significant implications for language policy makers and teachers in the classroom. And in absentia, all those other persons named in the Book of Convocation qualified for the conferment of a degree or the award of a diploma. Chancellor, Council members, distinguished guests, graduates, families and friends of graduate of the University and University colleagues. The celebration of graduation is a major event in the calendar of the University. It is also a minor miracle of organisation that we manage to repeat at least twice each year in Auckland. The University salutes all its graduates who make it possible for us to celebrate your success. A successful graduation means that we must ensure that all 10 ceremonies proceed smoothly. That means checking results, communicating with and marshalling some 4,900 students who, in total, received some 5,069 degrees and diplomas. It is, as you can imagine, quite an exercise. And so on your behalf at this final ceremony, I would like to thank those who made graduation not only possible, but hopefully an occasion you will all remember. Let me acknowledge the Auckland Grammar School Pipe Band, which provides the music for our procession to the Aotea Centre. The organist, Dr. John Wells, who has played at each ceremony. The musicians from the School of Music who have performed with such distinction at each of our ceremonies. The speakers, each with an appropriate message. Members of the University Council, all busy people who make time to join us for this special occasion. The Whāia Karanga team who perform the karanga that welcomes everybody to each ceremony. The Kate Edgar Educational Trust, which provides many of the ceremonial caps, gowns and hoods and devotes any profits from that exercise to funding scholarships. The staff of the Aotea Centre and the staff who taught you and made your graduation possible. The staff who assemble the materials we use for graduation and ensure that nearly everything necessary arrives at the right place at the right time. The marshals who organise the various processions and ensure that almost everyone turns up in the right place at the right time. Almost everyone. The mace bearers, Professor Louise Nicholson, Associate Professor Corin Locke, Associate Professor Gary Barkhazen and Dr. Douglas Carey. The role of the mace bearer is to escort and protect the official party, and they have done a fine job. Behind the scenes are the staff of the graduation office led by Margaret Allen. They complete all the paperwork required for each student who graduates. They ensure that the ceremonies run to time. They slot into their correct seats those of you who arrived late or in one case went to the toilet in the middle of the ceremony. And they have worked long hours over the last few weeks to make sure that everyone feels that graduation is a special day. And so on your behalf, can I thank Margaret Allen and the graduation office team for an excellent job and make a small presentation to Margaret to recognise her own contribution and that of her colleagues to the success of this graduation. Margaret, where are you? Finally, we must thank our Chancellor, Roger France, and Pro-Chancellor, Ian Parton. They have this week shaken nearly 5,000 hands. They have spoken to each graduate, they have been greeted and photographed in many ways, and they have themselves, of course, made a major contribution to these ceremonies. The Chancellor has also prepared and delivered 10 welcome speeches. So can I thank all those who are involved, and as always, thank you, Chancellor.
Thank you for those kind words, Vice-Chancellor. On behalf of the University, can I now invite all today's graduates to stand and receive the congratulations of us all. And this would be an ideal opportunity for the graduates to show their appreciation of their families and friends and supporters and the staff of the university who have helped them as they achieved their qualifications. This concludes this meeting of Council and convocation of the University for the conferment of degrees and the award of diplomas. I now invite you to sing the first verse of God Defend New Zealand, then Maori, and then in English. The words are printed on the reverse of your programs.